Coming up on Cronkite News, what life is like for a small town that is finding their way after their mines closed.
Plus, in the wake of Super Bowl 57, healthcare providers are seeing an influx of patients due to various injuries and infections.
And later, an ASU baseball pitcher has a legacy to live up to. Brock Purie's journey to Tempe.
Cronkite News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News on Arizona PBS. I'm Brianna Steele.
And I'm Connor Miguel. Thank you for joining us.
Arizona is home to dozens of mining towns. These towns nestled in the mountains of the state depend on the earth for more than just ore and precious metals. The mines are often the heartbeat of the town.
So what happens when those mines close down? A team of filmmakers from ASU's Cronkite School of Journalism and School of Sustainability went to San Manuel, Arizona to find out. Here is a special presentation of their short film, Forgotten Children of Mother Magma.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, fire.
They're gonna fall on each other.
Oh my God.
A lifetime changed in that one fall of the stacks, and how it can never be brought back. It can never be again what it was. A lot of tears that day. I mean, grown men were standing at cars and just tears flowing down their faces.
Growing up, that was like the thing. You would point out the window, look, it's the smokestacks. And you would see smoke just rolling out of these two stacks. And like my dad always used to say, if you see the smoke rolling, then you know you're still going to have a job and money's to be made.
Well, we missed the smokestacks because as you were coming down the highway from Oracle, we could always see the smokestacks. So we knew how to get home.
The town of San Manuel was said to be constructed around 1950 to 55. Well, the mining's been going on in this area since the 1880s. The mine was known as maybe the deepest underground mine in the world at one time.
For someone without a college education, it was, in fact, it paid more than a lot of jobs with college education.
Back then, we didn't live payday to payday. We had a good income. We took vacations. We went places. We bought. Everybody in town had new cars and drove, and we all started buying our homes here.
If you lived in San Manuel, they took care of your houses. If you had a broken window or broken cooler, you called up the maintenance people and they come and fix it.
Mother Magma used to take care of all these things for us. They funded the schools. We used to have band and art and auto shop and metal shop. It was amazing.
We'd be down at Avenue B School and we'd go out at recess and we'd play on the playground where there'd be play softball or football or basketball or whatever. And these smelter smoke would come down from the stacks at the smelter. And some days it would just fall right down onto San Manuel. And you would cough and sputter and eyes would burn and run, but being kids, we would stay out there playing as long as we could.
But we didn't know any better. That was just normal.
I don't know if you ever tasted sulfuric acid smoke. It's pretty bad.
If you had a white car, that smoke would mess up your paint on your car.
And I don't think the big environmental movement came till later, maybe 70s or 80s. And outfits kind of like Greenpeace and stuff came in and did some protesting. And they even hung a banner from the smokestacks down in there about stopping the smoke and clean up the environment and stuff like that.
I don't think anybody really, was with Greenpeace. Why would they be? This is our town. This is the way we live. This is what we do to survive.
As of that time, the jobs, the economy, and everything was the number one concern.
Magma would figure out a way to keep the company running. BHP came in and Magma sold out to them, and BHP is a huge company, they're worldwide. When the price of copper dropped, BHP said, well, you know, we can't make the money that we need to keep it running, and they pulled out.
The company was really bad about it. They didn't want people to sabotage the place or anything like that. So one time they actually called somebody in and they got a big PA and they stood there at the entrance to the, before we got on the cage, and they were telling us, you know, hey, go to work, everything's fine, don't worry, you know, all these rumors are not true. And then they close. My
daughter had 4 children. We didn't know what we were going to do. We didn't know where the next day. They literally didn't tell us anything. We're closing the doors. Goodbye.
You know, I lived here all my life. I saw people hurt. People just had that look in their eyes like, what are we going to do? You know, what are we going to do? 3,000 people out on, you know, without a job. I know a couple people that actually committed suicide after the mine closed, because when you've done a certain job your whole life and you have no other skill set other than doing that job, and there are no more jobs like that, you don't know what to do.
They didn't have any time to prepare, you know, go out and look for jobs or change things, and so it was a shock on the whole community.
They didn't get a stipend to get laid off. They didn't give them anything extra.
And a lot of them moved away. They had to. There was no job.
When people started going elsewhere for work, it hurt the businesses, I think, the most.
We had a thriving upper shopping center, and all of those stores, one by one, have closed out. They've closed Avenue B, Gardner Middle School, and they closed First Avenue. They're beautiful schools. When Magma was here, they took care of our roads. They took care of our garbage. They actually took care of everything. When the mine shut down, the county was supposed to come in and do that stuff. It doesn't get done anymore. We're kind of forgotten children for the county. The good part is the cleaner air.
Pass me by if you're only passing through.
Copper Town Days 2022, brought to you by Summerwell Revitalization. Thank them for putting this together. Thank you guys for coming out and joining us. Little guy, good job, little guy.
There's a revitalization committee that has done a lot of work. They're putting pressure on the county to do things, you know, to fix the roads. And we have a new a park that they just finished down there. And it's really nice because before it was nothing.
The park was something that they put in, and it like instantly it was like kids had something to go do.
I love this town though. I really do. It's been wonderful to raise my kids here. It's nice to know the history, and I get it firsthand from my husband and his parents. What we're trying to do is trying to bring back the town and, you know, make it similar, because it's never going to be the same, but make it similar to how it was back when the mine was here.
I think if they could bring in some jobs somehow, I think that would be the key. But I think that what they're doing is very positive for the community, and I know that plenty of people feel the same way.
We have a lot of vacant buildings and stuff like that. We are in the process of getting a few businesses in, and, you know, just the community caring for the community.
It's just a town that we love and grew up in. My church, I've been there now since '58. I've lived through a lot of pastors, none quite so powerful as Brother Kevin.
After being here a couple of years, we started doing some things in the community because we found that people want to do something together. They want to be engaged, they want to be appreciated, and they want to be loved. And so that's the big thing, to try to be here to make a difference in the community. You can't depend on government to do that.
You know, the community members here have definitely had their hearts broken a few times and they're giving their hopes up. But I'm hoping that they're seeing that, you know, it's growing and it's getting better.
I'd want to teach them that not everyone betrays you, that there is truth and that there is hope and that there is support. Because sometimes I think they feel like nobody really cares. It didn't happen to you, it happened to me, and it hurts me. You don't understand. And so to really listen, I think is a big deal.
These small towns they need something. And I want to see it going. I want to see the businesses come back and come in. Yeah, so that our kids don't just graduate and leave.
For 7 years, I've been in Chicago, and I've been in Wisconsin and Seattle, and I've been in all these places, and I've seen all these other cultures. And honestly, of all the places I've been, San Manuel to me is just, it's the place I call home.
Love you. When I'm gone, my grandkids that live with me now will have my home. Yeah, we'll all be around here forever, I hope.
Lives of the people in San Manuel have been forever changed.
But their stories will never be forgotten, thanks to documentaries like this from the sustainability filmmakers at ASU.
Arizona is full of scattered showers and cloudy skies today.
And we're anticipating more weather warnings for tonight and tomorrow. The valley might be expecting some blistery weather. Stay tuned for the full forecast.
Calling all sports fans, a new shop has opened up in the valley that has unique sports memorabilia for all.
Okay. That's why here at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism, you can learn the studio production skills of today in real time. Whether you want to work audio, direct, technical direct, design graphics, or you can even run the floor. It's all part of the Television Production and Graphics Lab here at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism. We're going on in 3, 2...
Did you know newsrooms today are looking for bilingual journalists? Cronkite Noticias prepares you to cover diverse communities. In Cronkite Noticias, you will obtain an unforgettable experience.
Nopales como este van a tumbar.
Cronkite Noticias.
And develop your skills with the latest technology.
Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communications Phoenix Sports Bureau provides students with hands-on learning experiences and opportunities in sports journalism. From covering local high schools, colleges, and the pros, students get the opportunity to go live from our Facebook shows covering local, collegiate, and pro sports in the Valley. From digital reporting, broadcast, social media, and producing, there's opportunities for all. For more, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
With over 67,000 people gathered in State Farm Stadium to watch Super Bowl 57 earlier this month, some major health concerns for area hospitals arose.
Rachel Fortunato takes a closer look at what health troubles are still crowding waiting rooms.
When thousands of people gather together in one spot for a giant party, this caused massive concerns for healthcare providers. I spoke to Dr. Ricardo Carrera about the 3 most common injuries.
Traumatic injuries that can happen. The second part of this is injuries related to alcohol drink. And the third injury is because of the increased amount of excitement. Then there is the psychiatrist or mental health problems, anxiety, panic attacks.
Another big concern was the increased number of cardiac events. Dr. Michael White warned against many activities that go along with the festivities of sporting events, especially for people with existing concerns. In a statement, Dr. White said, "Those who are most vulnerable include people who smoke, have high blood pressure and high cholesterol, are diabetic, or physically inactive." Even though the festivities are over, hospitals are still seeing an influx in patients due to late onset infections.
Respiratory infection, that will take a little bit longer after that. It's not the same day. And it will be difficult to quantify specifically what happened on that in Phoenix, because many people are travelers. So they come, there will be some contamination of respiratory infections. Definitely is a place where everybody will be compact. That spreading of any viral infection of the upper respiratory system can happen frequently.
This season alone in Arizona, there has been over 32,000 confirmed cases of influenza. That number tripled from last year's cases of only over 5,000. RSV is also on the rise with over 15,000 confirmed cases this season. According to experts, hospitals will see patients affected by these respiratory diseases for the next coming weeks all across the country. In Phoenix, Rachel Fortunato, Cronkite News.
Today, parts of the valley experienced some light rain, and it's remained pretty cloudy above Phoenix.
Ariana Aranza is in the Cronkite Weather Center with the full forecast.
Thank you, guys. We have a major winter storm and wind advisory headed our way tonight. We're going to see it starting off at 65 degrees at 6 p.m. Those clouds, storms, and strong winds are going to make its way through, where we're going to see it hit 60 degrees at 10 p.m. Definitely want to secure anything that could fly away in those storms tonight. For our winter weather alerts, we're going to see that warning start at the Grand Canyon, make its way down to Sedona, all the way to White River till tomorrow evening. For our wind alerts, we're going to see that warning scattered on the north side of the state, where we're going to see it hit Phoenix, make its way past Tucson, all the way down to Sierra Vista. For our low temperatures tomorrow, we're going to see a low 43 degrees in Phoenix, that winter storm up north with a low 14 at the Grand Canyon, 15 in Flagstaff. On the west side of the state, 43 Lake Havasu and 42 in Yuma. For our 8-day forecast, we're going to see those strong winds again tomorrow with a high 57 on Wednesday, where it's going to take us all the way to 66 on Friday, sending us into our weekend with a 40% chance of rain on Sunday, sending us into next week with some cloudy skies and a high 63 on Wednesday. From the Cronkite Weather Center, I'm Ariana Ariza.
I'm Nick Hogan. Coming up after the break, I'll have your Cronkite Sports Report. The Coyotes get comfortable in their temporary home, racking up the wins in Mold Arena.
Hello, I'm Adrienne Farewell, and I'm proud to serve as General Manager of Arizona PBS. From Phoenix to the Grand Canyon, Flagstaff to Prescott, and everywhere in between, this station is the best way to remain connected to all that's going on in our beautiful state. So whether you're interested in arts, culture, and music, to local politics and education, we've got you covered. You're watching Arizona PBS, and your Arizona connection starts right here.
Now streaming on the PBS app, the definitive collection of documentaries from award-winning filmmaker Ken Burns.
Hemingway, the man, is much more interesting than the myth.
It is a story that Americans have to reckon with.
He's got my job, I'm the champ.
Discover over 40 groundbreaking films that bring our history to life. Stream the Ken Burns collection now with Passport on the PBS app.
Welcome to the Cronkite Sports Report. I'm Nick Hogan. After opening the season with a 3-game sweep of San Diego State, ASU baseball will try to continue the streak tonight when they host UNLV. One player to look out for this season is pitcher Brock Peary, who has a bit of a legacy to fulfill at ASU. Cronkite Sports reporter Ana de la Cruz has more on Peary's journey.
ASU pitcher Brock Peary is used to pressure situations. The Sun Devil closer recorded 10 saves last season. He also carries the weight of a family lineage at ASU.
ASU's always been a part of my life since I was younger. Hats, t-shirts, everything was ASU in my house. It's always been a dream school to come here.
Peary was named after legendary Sun Devil head baseball coach Jim Brock. If you've been to Phoenix Municipal Stadium, then you've probably seen that name around the park. Dr. Brock coached Peary's dad Noah when he played at Arizona State in the 90s. Although the younger Peary was originally committed to Grand Canyon, he found his way back to where it all started for his father.
It's always been all of our kids' decisions, wherever they wanted to play at, and obviously my heart wanted him to be at ASU, and there was a time we didn't think he would be here, but I'm definitely glad it worked out.
Although Brock was once committed to GCU, his decision to make his way over to the other side of the I-17 was not a tough one since he grew up wrapping maroon and gold.
He's a Sun Devil through and through, and
You know, he and his family they bleed maroon and gold. So you know, it's great to have that you know, that type of loyalty, I guess, you know, for the program.
Brock was even granted permission from Coach Brock's widow to wear the number 33 during his time as a Sun Devil.
Really special. I'm so grateful for them letting me wear the number. And yeah, he's a legend, and he was a huge impact on my dad's life.
With the 2023 season right around the corner, Brock hopes to continue his successful pitching ways during his ASU career. In Phoenix, Ana de la Cruz, Cronkite Sports.
The Coyotes are making the most out of their inaugural season at Molt Arena, as that's where they are finding most of their success. Players from around the league have raved about the arena's ice, calling it the best in the NHL. It's clearly working out for the Coyotes, who have adapted to their new environment. 13 of the team's 20 wins have come at home this season. With only 5,000 seats, Molt Arena can feel small. But for the Coyotes, the arena feels the opposite. With a crowd that is full and ready to cheer in front of a home crowd, players love the atmosphere.
If you'd only have 5,000 people in the building and it's a big rink, it would feel empty and quiet and stuff, right? So, but when you have that many people and the rink's that size, it's just a little bit different. We found a good rhythm at home. Fans have been good, and you know, we like playing there.
The Coyotes play their next game at Molt Arena tomorrow night when they host Calgary in the second game of this 4-game homestand. There's a new sports card and culture shop that opened in downtown Phoenix last week. It's definitely a one-of-a-kind experience. Cronkite sports reporter Jackson Webster was at opening day at Rip Valley.
Here in the Roosevelt Row Arts District, there's a new shop on the block. Rip Valley offers sports collectors a unique place to buy apparel, shoes, and cards. But it's not just any shop, as fans around the valley will have a unique experience offered nowhere else.
The mom and pop card shops from the past are very cluttered, disorganized. There's just kind of like a cliche of what these card shops have been known to be. We wanted more of an organized, more of a culture shop, a sports culture shop, not just card shop with cards and rubbish everywhere. So
Rip Valley is more of a 21st century shop, offering hangout spaces to watch sports, and they even have a set for people to open their cards on camera.
We're also going to have events here, so maybe like a little league end of the season, you know, celebration. They could have their event here, bachelor parties or things like that.
It doesn't matter if you're a new collector or have been collecting cards for years. Rip Valley has something special for everyone.
We'll have packs for kids and just kind of getting them into the hobby, and that's a big part of what we want to do, is to transition this to the future generation.
It's not a place where you just come buy the cards and you've got to leave. You know, you can hang out down here and be a part of the whole experience.
Fans are already taking advantage of Rip Valley's one-of-a-kind atmosphere.
If you're a sports fan, super cool, right? And if you have a favorite athlete or a favorite sport, what they've got video games and memorabilia, right, and all kinds of different stuff. Super cool way to show that you're a sports fan or a fan of an individual athlete or team, and I think that's super awesome.
Rip Valley is open from 12 to 6 p.m. Wednesday through Sunday and will feature athlete appearances in the future. In Phoenix, Jackson Webster, Cronkite Sports.
And it's official. Brittany Griner has re-signed with the Phoenix Mercury. She and Diana Taurasi will run it back another season. That's it for your Cronkite Sports Report. Let's send it back to the desk.
When we come back, it's a day of celebration and indulgence.
Thousands of people are celebrating Mardi Gras today.
We take a look at the parades underway and the significance of the holiday.
And that's the way it is. Monday, September.
Newscasting has changed a lot since the time of Walter Cronkite. That's why here at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism, you can learn the studio production skills of today in real time. Whether you want to work audio, direct, technical direct, design graphics, or you can even run the floor. It's all part of the Television Production and Graphics Lab here at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism. We're going on in 3, 2...
Did you know newsrooms today are looking for bilingual journalists? Cronkite Noticias prepares you to cover diverse communities. In Cronkite Noticias, you will obtain an unforgettable experience
principales como este van a tumbar.
Cronkite Noticias.
And develop your skills with the latest technology.
The Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication's Phoenix Sports Bureau provides students with hands-on learning experiences and opportunities in sports journalism. From covering local high schools, colleges, and the pros, students get the opportunity to go live from our Facebook shows covering local, collegiate, and pro sports in the Valley. From digital reporting, broadcast, social media, and producing, there's opportunities for all. For more, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
Arizona is a bit overcast and dark today, but people all over the world are celebrating with bright colors like yellow, green, and purple.
Today is Fat Tuesday, the day before Lent kicks off with Ash Wednesday. Fat Tuesday is more commonly known as a celebration called Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras is extremely popular in New Orleans, where parades, costumes, and beads are a must for all partiers.
Fat Tuesday has ties to Catholicism. Those who are religious typically load up on sweets and other good foods before making their Lenten promise to give up desired things such as desserts.
Lent starts tomorrow and ends Saturday, April 8th before Easter Sunday.
That's it for Cronkite News tonight.
Thanks for joining us.
For top Arizona stories anytime, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.